Okay, hello all. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Today is 4th of March 2024, and that's my dad's birthday today. But what happened other than my dad's birthday? Microsoft did announce the public preview for 2024 release wave 1. So it's a good time, the year where we kind of have a look on what's coming into the future. Now let's just briefly talk about what's the public preview. We'll see how to set it up, which is very easy. We'll see where it is available, and then we'll do a little bit of comparison, quite a bit, and then we'll go ahead into the future videos in this series and understand what's new into the product. So public previews are available a month before the actual or the general availability of the product. So the actual product will come in April and September, but a month before that, Microsoft announces the public preview versions of the product. Now, what you can do with public preview, you can test out how things are working on the public preview. You can surely validate your extension compatibility with the next upcoming general availability release. What you cannot do with a public preview, you cannot upgrade your existing environment on a public preview version. So if you are currently on BC23 release wave 2, you cannot upgrade to 2024 release wave 1 because it's still under preview. The other thing to remember that these are only available for 1 month, and then once the GA is announced, which is general availability of the product, these previews are no longer available. So it is for our betterment as customers and partner to understand what we'll be seeing into the future and be prepared for that future. So now we know what the public preview is. Let's understand how you set it up. So if you are Business Central on-prem, you will not be able to access the release because the DVDs will be released when the general availability happen, which is in the first week, hopefully on the first week of April. But if you are on Business Central SaaS, then you can set up a new sandbox environment for yourself on a preview version. The other option for the on-prem customers or developers is they can set up Docker containers for the preview releases. In today's video, we'll not be talking about the Docker container, but if you're interested into it, let me know into the comments and I'll make sure that we talk about it in the next video. Today, we'll see how you set it up and we'll do a little bit of comparison. So let me open my Business Central SaaS environment, and here it is. I already have a BC24 preview, but don't worry, we'll see that. What you do, you come to your admin center, click on the new action, which allows you to create a new environment. So let's give it some time so that it kind of pops up, and then we can see what options are there, right? Remember that these only last for 1 month so that you can be prepared. So if you're busy, you're not planning to do something on Business Central right now because you have a lot of work available, then you might not want to try it. But I'll choose Sandbox. And then when I come down here, I can choose the country or the region from where I would like to set up my environment. Let's say US. And then here in the version, I can choose BC 23.5, which is the generally available product at this moment, Business Central 23 cumulative update 5, or I can choose the 24.0, which is in preview. Now, once you do that, give it a name and click create. This will eventually spin up a environment for you like this. So let's log in into this. Now, as I said, you will not be able to upgrade any of your existing environment into a preview version. And then let me also open my BC23 sandbox. Now, while this looks more or less similar, there are surely some changes into it. And as we go through into this series, we'll surely talk about the different changes that are coming into the product, which we can test out in the preview release. But the first thing that I would like to test is the extensions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into the extension management page here. And in the same way, I'm going to go to the extension management page in my BC23 and just copy all this to see are there new extensions announced, because that's kind of always good to review of are there any new extensions available. So let me paste this in. This is my BC24 extension list, and let's come here and let me do the same thing here. Let's select some, select all, 49, and let's paste it in here next to it. Okay, so now I have BC24 extension list on the left, which is this part, and then I have a list of extension on right for BC23. So let's do a quick comparison. Are the extension looking same or not? Is there something removed or added? We'll notice it. I'll just do a comparison, and I see that there are some faults popping up. One is for this. Okay, so I'll just drag this down, and we'll see what comes up at the summary once we are done with this. And let's come here. Okay, let me do the comparison again. Here, the credential payroll was not seems to be gone, so let me drag it down a little bit. If you know how to do it better than me, please let me know. I would love to learn some Excel for sure. Okay, so I drag this down. Okay, here is some problem, and let me drag this in. Okay, once we have done this, I see a lot of trues here, and there's one false. Okay, now surprisingly, okay, this doesn't seem correct. Let me see. Let me actually see. Okay, this is interesting if this is happening, and we'll see what that means. Why troubleshooting? Didn't I get the whole list? It seems so. I should have got the whole list, but it seems I did not. So let me copy this again. Oh, 51. So maybe I missed something. Sorry for that. Let me paste this in again. And let me do it here also, because it seems I did not get everything here. And that happens with the Business Central 53. So the list is not same for sure. Okay. So let's drag this in, and okay, this is supposed to be a step down. Let me do that. Well, there already seems 2 extensions extra. That's a good sign that something is changing. Okay, let me drag this also down. Sorry if you're getting bored with this, but this is something that is the first thing that I do to verify what's changing into the product, because I'm pretty optimistic about the updates that come into the extension, but because we are busy in our life, we kind of forget about these extensions existence, and then somewhere in a conference or somewhere we hear and we get super excited about it. So why not we check it ourselves, right? Okay, so everything looks at its own place, and we are good here. If I drag it one system down, okay, let me give it a heading, compare, and let me remove this null from here. Okay, so let me filter out on this compare, and the value that I'm looking for is false. Okay, let's try to analyze this. So the first thing that we see here is the Business Central Cloud Migration Previous Release US is not available in BC24, which makes sense because this extension is used to replicate your data from on-premise to Business Central SaaS or cloud. That'll be available once the GA is announced. Image Analyzer. Now this is interesting. Is it removed? What do you think? I'm a little bit confused why Image Analyzer will be removed, but it seems so that it has been removed at this moment. And let me see, I guess something wrong went here. Okay, it's comparing the right numbers here, so let me drag this in. Okay, yeah, we are looking for false. Okay, so only 2 extension which doesn't seem to exist. Out of them, this makes sense because this will come up once the GA is announced. I don't know why this is removed, but maybe there is a better way of doing it. I don't know. But surprisingly or interestingly, there are four new extensions. I don't know what they are for. If you know about them, let me know into the comment section. We'll try to explore what those are. But seems there is a business foundation extension, a separate extension that is released called business foundation. Now, if you have seen and followed what Microsoft is doing, and I'm just making a guess right now, Microsoft was trying to split the base app into two different parts, or not two different parts, but there were namespaces. And the one major namespace that was listed in the BC23 app is the foundation namespace. Is that splitted into a separate app? I don't know. But if that happens, that's interesting that my base app is kind of started reducing day by day. And as of today, hopefully the system app takes a by default dependency on business foundation, but we'll analyze it going forward. There's a separate extension for BC Excel reports. So Microsoft is surely focusing on Excel report layouts, or not layouts, but let's see what that means as we go forward. And then there are two. One is around sustainability, and another is sustainability Contoso coffee demo database dataset. Now this one is similar to how Microsoft implemented the demo dataset for service and other areas. But what is sustainability? Now all these four extensions are seems pretty interesting, and we'll see what comes up with that as we go forward. If any of these four extension is something that you want me to explore first before the other three, let me know into the comment section, and I'll surely dig into it and we'll try to get answers for everyone here. Okay, what else? There's some other announcement that you will see on Microsoft Yammer, or now what we called as Viva Engage, which is there are some things to know. One of them is that the preview version for Brazil is currently not running. So if you are from Brazil, you might have to wait a little while. Microsoft is saying that they should be available later today, but hopefully by tomorrow you should get a preview version for Brazil. There's a new feature which has been talked about called page scripting tool, which allows user to simplify the testing process of the key scenarios. Is currently is not working on or is not available in the preview release, but as per Microsoft documentation, it should be available in the preview at the later stage. Hopefully that makes sense. What else is missing at this point? Let's see. Okay, coming down to the third point is the co-pilot capabilities that Microsoft recently announced that were expected to be in the preview version will only be available in the major update of BC24, and they'll not be available in the public preview. And the co-pilot capabilities are the chat with Copilot and learn about the fields with Copilot. That is something that you cannot test on the preview. Create sales line easily with Copilot. That's also not happening on the preview. And get to insight faster with Copilot generated analysis tab. That's not happening right now. And the e-document purchase order lines with Copilot, that is also not available on the preview release. There was a feature which most of the people who work on Power Automate were working on it, where create Power Automate flows with Copilot directly is, as per Microsoft documentation, is unfortunately delayed and may come up or is not coming with the preview. The changes to the Power Automate connector and template that kind of guarantees a contract between Business Central and Power Automate will be slowly rolling out into the region, but will not be available in the preview yet. The new GL account revaluation feature is not completed for the preview release. The another common one, which is use drag and drop to attach multiple file, will not be available in the preview, but on this one developers can try using the new coding pattern for handling multiple file as it's described on the MSTN documentation of that feature. So yeah, I talked a little bit of things which are not available on the preview version, but I'm optimistic that there are a lot of features which are available, which we can test out before the actual product is released. So what we are waiting for? We should start creating the public preview versions, environments for our 2024 release wave 1 and start testing it. Now, some things that Microsoft want you to contribute, they want you to test out then the preview release, and if there are bugs, then they want you to report those bugs while using via Engage. I'll put the link of the channel where you need to report these bugs if you find anything. But while reporting bug, Microsoft says to describe the problem, also provide the repo steps, how they can reproduce it, and if possible, attach a screenshot of the issue. So what we'll be doing is I'll be testing at my end of what's new in 2024 release wave 1, and I hope you will test with me. So assignments for you. First thing, out of the 4 extensions that we saw in our comparison, which one you want me to explore first? Add that into the comment section. Are you interested in me talking about how you create a Docker environment for 2024 release wave 1? If yes, add it into the comment section and I'll make sure that I come up with those videos as soon as possible. Till then, have a great day, and if I missed something, let me know into the comment section. If you know an Excel trick which I didn't knew, just also add that into the comment section, and I'll see you sooner than later about whatever I find and whatever you want me to find into the product. Till then, have a great day and see you soon.